Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're going to be looking at the Iron Man Mark IV Light Up Edition from ZD Toys. And as you can see, it is the exact same packaging that we got last time with the original Mark IV figure, except for this top left hand corner banner here, which I assume says something like Light Up Edition or LED effect or something like that. But in the bottom right hand corner you can see you've got the Disney logo, because these are officially licensed figures. The only problem is that they are in actual fact only available in Asia, so you have to get them imported. However, that's very easy with the likes of AliExpress and KG Hobby and 16kit.com, places like that. Here's the logo, Iron Man 2 Mark IV. Then on the side again, same logo. Then on the back we have all that lovely Chinese writing that, you know, I could interpret it for you if I wanted to, but I don't really feel like I need to. This you've got eyes, you can read it, can't you? And Mark IV on that side there. Nothing up the top, nothing up the bottom. Let's get the plastic out, get this guy open and have a look at what we get. Okay, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I actually really like the way ZD Toys package these figures. These aren't just simple cheap little plastic toys. They actually put them in sort of premium packaging to make it feel like it's something really special. This box is so sturdy and it's very thick card and stuff like that. It's just magnetized. The whole thing just comes across as them, you know, just trying to make these as nice as possible for you to experience when you're opening them. Okay, it's magnetized from the front, so when you pull these two flaps open, they open from the middle and then they spread out like this, and inside you've got this piece of card where you can see a picture of the suit of armor itself without the chest piece, with all the mechanics exposed and the arc reactor there. And you can see they've even put in some spot gloss on the eyes to make it look really nice and reflective. Normally there's instructions on the back on how to work the little stand that they usually include with this guy. However, this is the light up version. It's a little bit different, just fractionally a little bit different from the original version. So on the back here they've got probably a message of, you know, admiration and love for my channel on there, saying, oh, we absolutely love 16K, he's amazing. Come on guys, there's no need to simp for me, ZD Toys. I'm just one man. I put my trousers on one leg at a time like everybody else. But anyway, let's move on and have a look at the figure itself. Still all covered in his plastic, and he even has plastic sheet on the front to protect him there. And then on the back we can see we get the light up version of the stand that he comes with, which usually has like a spring loaded clasp instead of the manual one you get with the original version. All the extra hands you would expect, and only 2 blast effects as opposed to the 4 you normally get with the original non-light up version. At one point these were coming with little extra accessories that the original didn't come with. I remember the Mark III came with forearm rockets. This guy doesn't seem to come with anything else extra, which is a bit of a letdown if I'm honest. Once we pull these out, you can see this USB lead falls out, because this is what you're going to use to charge this guy up and light up that arc reactor. Okay, let's get him charged. Okay, and here he is out of the box, including the stand and all his accessories. And I have to say, it is exactly the same as the original Mark IV in pretty much every way except for one. Now this one on the left is the original Mark IV, exact same sculpt, exact same paintwork. Everything is the same except for one difference, and that's the light up feature on this guy. On the back here you can see he has nothing other than the back flaps, shall we call them, the flight flaps. I don't know. Yeah, that's the only feature he's got on the back. Whereas on this guy, they've actually added a new sculpt so that they could fit in a button on the back, which is just discreetly in here. And then we've got a little back piece here that you pull off, and you can see it exposes the USB port for charging. And then once it's done, you take this piece here and then you slot it back in. I'm trying to do it without getting there. Bit fiddly, but once it's in, it's in. There we go, and it hides that USB port pretty nicely, and it's not very garish. It looks pretty good. But while you're charging this guy up, this chest arc reactor will turn red, and then once it's fully charged, it just turns off. Okay, so we come around the back, we just press the button on, and you can see the light up feature comes on straight away, and boom. There is the chest arc reactor, and there are the eyes, and these are the only 2 parts of the figure that light up. The hands don't light up, or the feet, which isn't too big a deal really, as mostly it's the arc reactor you want lighting up as well as the eyes. And I have to say, whoa, that's bright, isn't it? Even in this lighting, you can still see it's really shining up pretty good. Very powerful. However, you can still see some detail inside the arc reactor there, which is good. However, one of the only flaws of this is that they fixed the neck. There is no ball joint in there. There is a sort of like a little bit of a light ball up the top here that lets the LED shine through. But once you lift that up, you can see the LED shines down on the chest. And when you push it down, it blocks it off. So really, if you don't want it all lighting up all around here and getting all this bit lit up, you have to push the head down a little bit to block that off. It's not a big deal, but it does remove a tiny fraction amount of articulation in the head, which this guy doesn't have a problem with. His head can go up a bit further than this guy. He can't really go up that much at all. However, articulation wise, in every other sense, he can do full posing just like the original. He has the pop out joints in the shoulders, and he also has the pop out joint in the torso, and he also has the drop down joints in the hips, and he has double jointed knees, double jointed arms, and he can in actual fact pose very nicely still. It's just that his head cannot look up as much because of the light up feature they fitted in there. But in every other sense, he's just as posable as the original. Accessory wise, he comes with exactly the same accessories that came with the original, except for he comes with 2 less blast effects, and the stand comes with a spring-loaded waist grabber as opposed to the original manual sort of clamps. And also the logo on the bottom says Marvel Studios, but it doesn't actually have the Iron Man 2 logo like the original stands do. As you can see, this is the original stand and it does have the Iron Man logo on it, but you don't get the crotch grabber piece here or the manual arms. It's just this spring-loaded piece here. Now, normally what they would give you instead is a couple of new accessories. Remember, the Mark III came with 2 forearm rockets that were really, really good. And I was really hoping they'd do something like that for this guy, but unfortunately not. What you see is what you get. The usual hands and the usual blast effects that can come out of his hands or his feet, but not both at the same time. However, he does come with ported hands and he does come with holes on the feet. So if you do have a few extra blast effects, you can just utilize those to go with this guy so you can get both the hands and the feet looking like they're firing up. Okay, and here he is just in a very basic flight pose with the light up feature on, and you can see that he's actually looking pretty cool with that effect actually working. I think that was really impressive, and I actually really like the little stand he comes with. Again, you can use it as a waist grabber, but because it's got that spring-loaded grip, you can actually get it fitted to one of the legs and get him more elevated. However, I can't really do that right now because, you know, you won't be able to see him. His head will be above the camera shot, so I've brought it down a little bit. And yes, he can still do the ground pound pose just like the original, but with that light up effect, it does look a little bit more effective. I will confirm that everything I said about the original Mark IV still stands for this guy. It's a great little poser, the proportions are amazing, the paintwork is excellent, and for the fraction of the price of, say, a Figma or an SH Figuarts, you're going to get yourself an amazing Iron Man figure. Not only that, but he is in actual fact got a light up feature, which I don't think I've seen in many small factor Iron Man outside of sort of like the die-cast Comic Cave and the coming up 3-0 1/12 scale die-cast figures, which are like 80 to 100 pounds each. But for like 25 pounds, you can get a light up Iron Man on your shelf, and he does look really good. Again, my only criticisms are that they had to sacrifice a fraction of neck articulation to get that light up feature in there, but also at the same time you only get 2 of the blast effects as opposed to 4, and I would have liked just something a little bit extra to just warrant that extra, not only price point, but if you already got the Mark IV, if it's only the light up feature they're offering, is it enough for you to throw down another 25 quid on it? I'm not sure it is. That's entirely up to you to decide. But for me, because I like these light up versions, yeah, it was a definite buy for me. But unfortunately, the Mark IV is actually going to go back in his box, and he's going to be replaced with this guy on the shelf, just because I'm going to replace all of my non-light up versions with the light up versions in time. That means I think there's a few now that are in a box somewhere that are all going to go up for sale. The Mark III, the Mark II, this Mark IV, and I think I've got an extra Mark 42, which I don't know how I got that. I think I accidentally pre-ordered in 2 places, which is no big deal. I could probably get rid of these so easily because they're just really great figures and people will want these. So yeah, that is the ZD Toys Iron Man Mark IV light up version, exactly the same as the original, but with a light up feature for just a few dollars more. I only wish they had done this at the beginning, because then it would have saved us a lot of hassle, because we've all gone and collected a lot of the original non-light up versions, and now they're, you know, squeezing us for a little bit more with the light up feature. But because it's like 20 quid, I don't mind as much. It's not like it's Hot Toys where you pay $300 for a figure and then they just sort of dump a newer version that's even better for the same price, and everybody's just losing their minds trying to get rid of the old ones in favour of the new improved versions. These ones, they're a little bit more easy to swallow because they're not such a dent on the wallet. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you do me a favour now, if you can get that out of my cave, I'm going to go put this guy on the shelf next to all the other figures. And unfortunately, sorry, non-light up version, you're probably going to see yourself on eBay very, very soon. Thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.